Welcome back to the Means Report. I love our giving edition. We find out about these great folks who give people a helping hand in our community, like Miracle Making Ministries. Our next agency that's going to get our spotlight on the Means Report, Madison Weathersby, is here from Miracle Making Ministries. Madison, thanks for what you all do, and thanks for taking time to be with me.
Yeah, thank you for letting me be here, Brad.
All right, so I Googled Miracle Making Ministries, did some quick research on y'all. There's a lot of faith-based services in everything you all do. Do you have to be a Christian or become a Christian to take advantage of Miracle Making Ministries?
No, absolutely not. You know, at Miracle Making Ministries, the reason we do what we do is because of what Christ did for us. And if we look at Scripture, in the Bible, we see that Jesus is meeting the spiritual needs of people that he's encountering, but he's also meeting the practical needs. Mm-hmm. He's healing the blind, he's feeding the hungry. And so back in 1990, when our founder and CEO, Robert Williams, started Miracle Making Ministries, that's what he was inspired by. He said, how do we meet the practical needs of people and show the love of Christ to them? Of course, we have people that, encounter us in our services and they feel the love of Christ and they, either come to Christ or want to connect to a local congregation, but absolutely not do they need to be a Christian to receive our services, but we just want to share that love with them.
Speaking of practical needs, especially in these days and times, money. A lot of people don't have enough. It's tough to pay those bills. What kind of financial assistance can you offer? And then I'll ask you how you qualify, but what can y'all help us pay?
Yeah, so we get hundreds of requests a week, and those numbers have only kept growing since the pandemic, but even since the Hurricane Helene last fall, and now with SNAP benefits being cut and just the economy with the way that it is right now, we've definitely seen those needs grow. So we help people with any sort of financial crisis that they're experiencing. So a large majority of our patients are experiencing utility shutoffs, so water, electricity. We also have people who are struggling to pay their rent, their mortgage, and especially here recently, even over the last week with, again, the SNAP benefits being cut, we also provide food assistance and housing assistance, auto repairs, anything that's going to help people fix the financial crisis that they're in and get to a better financial situation.
How do we prove that we need your help so you can step in?
Yeah, so a lot of our emergency assistance actually comes through referrals. So we have a good partnership with the Georgia Cancer Center. So a large majority of our assistance actually goes to cancer patients who, for whatever reason, their illness is preventing them from meeting their basic needs. So we step in there. We also help domestic violence survivors referred to us through the Georgia Legal Services Program. And then we also have people just from the general public that give us a call and they give us a reason. We investigate that reason. Maybe they're a single mother who her hours got cut at work and she's $100 short on her rent that month. And our $100 is the difference between her and her kids being on the street or her being able to stay in their home. And so that's really the needs that we try to meet.
Can you help people from a medical standpoint, whether it's their bills or just getting them to the doctor?
Yeah, so actually we have Druid Park Community Health Center. It opened in 2004, and it is a completely zero-cost medical clinic. So we have around 17 volunteer physicians as well as other healthcare professionals who volunteer their time across primary care, but also specialties, dermatology, rheumatology, mental health services, and these are for the underinsured and uninsured patients, people who do not have health insurance and who would have no way to get health care otherwise. And so we meet those needs, and a lot of our patients and people that we serve, those needs overlap. If somebody's struggling paying their bills, they also probably don't have health insurance. They're not able to afford health insurance. So a lot of people we see at our clinic, we see meet their needs through emergency assistance and some of our other programs.
And so going back to Druid Park, is that largely referral based as well, or can people walk in?
So people can definitely walk in. They can give us a call, send us an email, and get an appointment. But actually this past year, we saw around 3,400 patients, and 1,600 of those were actually referrals from local ERs. So that our clinic actually is able to take a huge burden off of our local hospitals because if you don't have health insurance, you walk into the ER, you know that they have to treat you. But a lot of those needs are needs that can be met at a primary care facility that don't necessarily need to be met at the ER. So, around half of our patients are coming from local ERs, and so we're able to help those patients as well.
How long is somebody with Miracle Making Ministries before you can cut them loose and they can stand on their own 2 feet again?
Yeah, so it really depends on the person, but that is our goal. Is to meet a need and, walk alongside that person however long it takes them to get out of that situation. But however long it is, we're going to stand with them. But we have patients, we have people who in our low income housing who have lived there for 10 plus years because that's all that they can afford, and they're disabled or they have other issues that aren't allowing them to take that next step out of that process. But we also have patients who, are a patient at our clinic for, a few months, and then they're able to get a job and they get health insurance, and then they actually become supporters of our organization because they see how we were able to help them and they want to help others. 2
quick questions. First one, most important one, how can we help you? What do you need?
So, of course, I think anybody would come on here and say funds.
Yeah.
That is really what we need. There's so much need in our community, and oftentimes we just don't have the funds to meet those needs. But also we need volunteers. So volunteers are the backbone of our organization. At our clinics, anything that we do runs on volunteers. So if you have somebody that's in the healthcare field, in the dental field, at our dental clinic, or just anybody that's willing to use their resources, their time, any skills that they have to serve their community, that is our goal, to be a vehicle to connect volunteers to the people that need it most so that they're able to serve.
Well, my last question was about volunteers, so thank you for tackling that one in your answer, and thank you for all of your answers. I've learned a ton, and I certainly hope you all have too. Madison, thank you for what Miracle Making Ministries does. We are grateful to you all, and please give our love to everyone there.
Yes, thank you, Brad.
Madison Weathersby, Miracle Making Ministries. Remember them. When we come back, having trouble getting your prescriptions? Is it too expensive? You just don't know how to navigate the red tape to get that medicine? We have an agency that can help you. On the Means Report.